Welcome back to another How To Videos Unlimited. In today's video, I'm going to discuss the second step that is required for the DMV used car dealer's license. So I recently obtained my license and I have had it for about 9 months now. And I created an installment series, and this is the second video of that installment series of exactly all the steps that I took in order to get my car dealer's license. The second step that you need to do is you have to do a 6-hour approved course through the DMV. I took the course actually twice. That is not recommended. The reason why I took the course twice is because the first time I took the class, the instructor, which should have been my first clue, is that I was the only one that registered for the course. So I thought, hey, cool, I'm actually going to get a one-on-one instruction. I'll be able to answer a lot of questions. I'll get, undivided attention. That was clearly not the case. He showed up 30 minutes late. He totally looked like he was hungover. He was definitely not into it. It was almost like it was just, he was doing it for some extra cash. He was stumbling through the information. Every time I'd ask a question, he'd say, oh yeah, hold on to your question at the end, and I'll be more than glad to do a question and answer information at the end. And when it got to the end, he said, oh, you know what? I got to run. I got to get out of here. Got some family event I got to get to, and I don't have time to do any questions, answers. So I sat on the course for about 6 months, contemplating whether or not I should get the car dealer's license. So I decided to, browse around, check to see if there's any other instructors. And one of the local community colleges not too far from my house, they were actually doing it through their continuing education. So it wasn't actually through the community college. The class just happened to be at the community college through their continuing education. And I said, you know what? 6 months later, let me go ahead and try it again and see if I get maybe a different instructor that's going to be more energetic, more positive, give me better information. And sure enough, I definitely got a way better second experience. The instructor knew his material. He had quality materials that he provided. He had guidebooks that broke down all the information. He did a phenomenal job, really good on the questions and answers. And it wasn't just me. There was like 16 other students in the class. And so I definitely got a better experience that second time. And that's actually what kind of gave me the encouragement to go out there and get that car dealer's license. So in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly what you need to do in order to get that 6-hour approved course. Once you do complete the course, you can actually do it one of two ways. It's either going to be a 6-hour course where you can do it like on a Saturday, or you can actually break it up into 2 days of 3-hour courses. So the first time I took it was on a Saturday, 6-hour course, and that's where that instructor looked like he had been drinking all night on Friday. And on Saturday when he showed up, he was definitely hungover, and he just was, stumbling through the 6-hour course. The second time I took the course through the continuing education at the local community college, it was 2 nights from 6 to 9. I think it was like Monday and Tuesday night from 6 to 9. And I actually liked that better because it was, 3 hours. I wasn't, running out of energy or getting mentally exhausted. So that's how I took it. So once you complete the course, you're actually going to get a certificate of completion, good from 1 year to from the day that you completed the course. So make sure that you get your used dealer's license or wholesale license within 1 year of taking the course. If you wait after a year, then the course is no longer valid and you'll have to retake that 6-hour course. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually walk you through where you can find the approved dealers. And make sure you do your research. Maybe call a couple to make sure that you don't have that first experience that I did where the instructor looked like he had been up all night partying and was not into it, very unenergetic, and just wanted to get through the course to collect his $100 cash. And actually it was even cheaper that second time where I did it through the continuing education. I believe it was $89. So it was a little bit cheaper than when I paid that the first instructor, and the second instructor was 1,000 times better. So I would highly recommend taking a look at the list, and I'm going to show you right now where you can find all the approved instructors. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so once you're actually logged on, this is for the state of California. Once you're logged on to the website, so before you Google any DMV approved courses, make sure you go to the correct source. So this is straight from the California's DMV website. So all of the courses on this list are approved. As to whether they're still operating in business, that's a whole different story. So when you actually log on, make sure that you're calling or reaching out to these organizations, checking their websites to make sure that the website's still active, that the phone number's still active, because that happened quite a few times where there was a couple companies that I called that just the phone number was disconnected, the website wasn't working, so then I just moved on to the next course. All right, and so when you guys actually take the course, depending on your instructor and the company that you take the 6-hour course with, you're going to get some materials that's going to help you prepare for the test that you guys are going to need to take in order to get your license. So yeah, that is correct. And that's going to be my next video, is I'm going to actually share with you the steps, and then I'm going to have another video of actually like a study guide of all the test questions that may come across on the test. So I got a couple cool videos coming up. But first and foremost, what you guys are going to learn is the basic licensing requirements of a dealer, background investigation. So this is one of the first things that you guys are going to learn in the 6-hour course. They're also going to talk about branch locations, and then air pollution requirements, federal guides, what's like mandated, what are the display requirements, Division 12 safety equipment. So when you guys sell a car, you have to make sure like your seat belts are working, that the horn honks, that the brakes work. There's certain things that a vehicle must have in order to be safe before you can actually sell it to a buyer. Use of special plates. So this is actually really cool. You guys actually can get special dealer plates that'll allow you to drive your cars. As long as you have insurance for them, you can drive the cars around. So once you purchase a car, you can actually throw on your dealer plates, and then you can drive around town. You could use it to pretty much do anything that you want, and then you sell it. And then once you buy your new car, you put the plates on the new car. And so that's kind of cool. You're constantly driving new cars all the time. What a lot of my friends have done so far is they actually sell their personal vehicle, and they just constantly drive in the new vehicles that they buy. Once they sell them, they take out their dealer plates, they put them on the new car that they buy. Advertising, you're going to learn a lot about advertising because there are rules in regards to advertising. So you actually have a set of rules that will tell you when and where and how you can sell your vehicle. One of the things, like for me, I'm a retail dealer, which means that I can only sell my vehicles from my retail location. That means that I cannot go take it to like a McDonald's parking lot, throw a for sale sign on the car, and sell it out of the McDonald's parking lot. No, I actually have to have it located on my lot and then only sell and do test drives from my lot. They're going to talk about odometers and different things that are legal and illegal with odometers. You'll also learn about the Motor Vehicle Sales Finance California Civil Code, vehicle history disclosure requirements, motor vehicle financing, truth in lending. So you guys are going to learn all of this information. Some of it might be boring, some of it's very important, but the most important thing is that a lot of this information, some of them might be test questions. And like I said, you are required to take a test in order to get your dealer's license. You're going to find out about sales and use tax. So for me, since I have a retail license, I do have to keep in mind the California sales tax. Vehicle licensing and registration, the handling, completion, and disposition of department forms. So as a retail dealer, I have a lot more forms than somebody that was doing wholesale. And that's the other important aspect of if you have your wholesale license, which means you can operate out of your garage, you're going to want to team up with a person that does have a retail license, because you guys can do what's called a consignment deal, where let's say you got a really good deal on a car at an auction, and then you wanted to sell it to a private party. You cannot do that with a wholesale license. You would have to do a consignment deal with a retail dealer, and they would be the ones to sell the car for you, and then you guys would work out an agreement of whether you pay them a flat fee for them selling the car for you, or maybe they'll get a commission off the deal. So that's whatever you guys work out in regards to that. You're going to learn about AB 1215, warranties, unlawful dealer activities. You're also going to learn about regulations of the Bureau of Automotive Repair, stolen vehicle prevention, and then DMV enforcement actions. So let's kind of take real quick at the basic licensing requirements. So there's 4 different types of license that you can obtain. The first one's a new and used auto commercial license, and that will authorize you to sell new and used automobiles and trucks to the public and licensed vehicle dealers. You can also get a used auto commercial license, which will allow you to sell used automobiles and trucks to the public and licensed vehicle dealers. So I have my used auto commercial as well as my dealer wholesale only. Oh, no, I also have a dealer wholesale, but you could also get a dealer wholesale only, which means that you can only sell to licensed vehicle dealers only. And then last but not least is the auto broker. So for an extra fee, you can actually get your auto broker's license, which would allow you to work and get deals with actual big dealerships. So like, for example, if I had a relative that was looking at like a new 2020 Honda Civic, and they reached out to me to say, hey, Alan, what can you do for me? I can actually call around different dealerships and say, hey, I have a car dealer's license. I have a relative that's interested in buying a 2020 Honda Civic. What can we work out? A lot of times they'll say, hey, you know what, if you can get your relative to buy the car for me, I'll give you, $1,000. So that's typically what you can do with the auto broker's dealer. So basically you're working as a broker between your relative and the big dealership like Honda. So that's the 4 types of dealer licenses that you can obtain. So make sure that you guys look through some of the information that you can find on the web and then enroll in your 6-hour course. I showed you the website. I'm also going to put a link down in the description below that has the website for the state of California. And if you're watching this video from another state, make sure that you look at your Department of Motor Vehicles website, and they'll should have a list of approved courses in your particular state. All right, so I want to thank you once again for watching this video. Do me a big favor, hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, I'll see you and take care.